TIFU by my wife and I, referring to know as the N-word with our 12-month-old son and having Child Protective Services called on us. So my wife and I have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. When our 1-year-old is up to mischief and we tell him no, he immediately looks up at us and starts crying. It's actually pretty adorable. In order not to upset him, we frequently refer to it as the N-word when he's around. 2 weeks ago, when our 4-year-old is in daycare and telling all his friends and the teacher that mommy and daddy use the N-word all the time and it upsets his brother and makes him cry. Teacher berated my wife and told her we were horrible people and didn't really get it when my wife explained that it was a big mix-up. We also got Child Protective Services called on us anonymously. Think it's the teacher, but it may have been a parent. TLDR. Everyone at our kids' school thinks we are constantly throwing the bad N-word around our sons and are horrible people and parents. Hello community. Please remember to keep your conversations and words civil. All variants of the N-words will result in a ban even if used in reference to memorable phrases and such. Thanks. Edit. Seems like a rowdy bunch. Enjoy the HD read instead. Something very similar happened to us when our son was about 3. He went to daycare and cried because his daddy beat him this morning. Thankfully the teacher knows us and didn't jump to conclusions. When she asked my husband what our son was referring to, he said breakfast. That morning, my son and my husband raced to see who would finish their cereal first. Husband won, he beat him in the race. Could have gone so much worse. If they stopped to think about it for even a minute, they would realize that it would make no sense for a 1-year-old to get upset by people using the racial slur because they wouldn't even know what it meant. Don't feel bad. When my daughter was in kindergarten, she started telling everyone that she saw me kill her big fat cousin Carson and bury him in the yard. Not only did that absolutely not happen, but she doesn't even have a cousin named Carson. Thank God when she started I told the teacher about her active imagination, but the teacher definitely called me. As if I would admit to killing Carson's butternut if I did do it. My manager was yelled at due to a similar situation. Her daughter was really into superheroes and would say she had superpowers every day based on her outfit. So purple shirt equals purple power, red shirt equals red power. It was okay until she wore a white shirt to daycare and told everyone she had white power. I want to vomit at the thought of an adult being so naive as to accuse a small child of being racist, especially an adult that is supposed to work with children. Grandmother is dead now. This actually happened over Christmas last year. My family, including paternal, my grandparents, aunt, uncle, and cousins and second cousins were having Christmas dinner. My grandfather brought up that he did AncestryDNA, or was it 23andMe? I don't remember the exact one, because I can barely think about it. It's hard just writing this up. It was really cool to hear what he found. He found mostly Scandinavian spread out over the British Isles, particularly Wales. We knew this part already, but then it was discovered he's 3% Persian. Very small, and probably doesn't mean much really, but cool nonetheless. He's a huge genealogy guy, so he's been working on his lineage. The only ancestor he's mentioned that makes me question the validity of his findings is that we're a direct but illegitimate descendant of King George III. The reason why I question this is King George III is recorded as one of the few kings who never had a mistress. However, he believes it because there's a diary passed down our family from the brother of this woman who supposedly was a mistress of King George III. We are descended from the woman. Mentions traditions and the honor, etc. 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 Anyway, off topic. I thought it was fascinating, and I love hearing what he's found. I brought up possibly using my Christmas money, we get money from them instead of gifts, to get one of these kits. I don't think I was really going to do it. I usually use the money to pay bills. Silence. And it was that thick, uncomfortable silence. Everyone but me, my sister, our husbands and parents left the table. My sister and I look at each other quietly, wondering who's the half-sibling. My parents haven't said anything yet, and trust me, this is a complete surprise that it would even be an issue. We look like our parents. The only thing that's different is my eyes. I have weird hazel eyes that can shift from bright green to a weird shade of blue with an amber ring around the iris in light or because of the outfit of the day. My sister has hazel eyes too, but hers are just a green/brown color. I always just figured it was one of those things where it was a recessive trait that just decided to pop up in me. I never really thought much about it unless my sister whines about how it's not fair I have such cool pretty eyes. Well, okay. Dad starts first. Dad, D, Mom, M, Sister, S, and me. D, there's a chance 3R3RO_G0RD0N, that you're not my daughter. S and me, imagine that wide-eyed stunned look. My sister grabs my hand, I love her big sister ways. Me, okay, D, your mom never had an affair. This isn't some cheating story. Me, wah. I start to feel very sick. M, I hoped to never have to tell you this. I was raped. The reason we're not sure is because your dad and I had coconut earlier that day. Me, I want to die. I start crying. Everyone else knows though, if they left the table. D, your grandparents know. S, okay, well, the guy is in jail, right? M, no, they wouldn't move forward with the case. Me, he's still out there. S, but obviously we're far away from this guy, right? My dad and mom look at each other. M, it was my brother. I felt so sick. I felt dirty. I had to run to the bathroom to throw up. I couldn't stop shaking. My sister came into the bathroom with me and we just cried. We probably should have been with my mom then too, but we weren't thinking. Our husbands were just stunned and quiet. The rest of the vacation was just weird. If it weren't for my nephews, I'm pretty sure I would have just gone home. Oh, my nephews are wonderful. Well, we came home, and I had to battle with the do I want to know thoughts. I could get a DNA test, but I couldn't do that to my parents if it came out wrong. But it weighed on me too much. I had to know in order to move forward. So I asked my dad if he would submit his DNA with mine. We weren't going to tell my mother if it wasn't the outcome we wanted to save her the grief. It was hard asking him to not say anything to her. He should be able to talk to his wife. So we submitted the test. I am my father's daughter. I cried when I got the results. It was a huge weight off my shoulders. I made a decision not to tell my dad. I wanted to surprise them. I kept saying I hadn't gotten the results back. I did tell my sister though. Gave them the piece of paper on Mother's Day. I was going to wait until Father's Day, but I couldn't. So I got a blank card. Inside I wrote, Mom, open the paper. She opened it and I had written Happy Mother's Day, and Happy Early Father's Day. Lots of hugs and tears that day. Yeah, thank God. It left out half a sentence. Oops. It was my uncle on my mother's side. I have met him. My sister and I were never without our mom or dad in the room if he was there. Family did sweep it under the rug, because there is a much longer history between him and my mother. My parents did try to get him charged, but the prosecutor wouldn't go through with it. Two sperm donors created reasonable doubt even though yes it was her brother. Incestuous relationships happen more often than we think there I guess was his reason. Plus my maternal grandmother and the rest of them didn't believe her. My mom didn't go no contact until 2005 when the straw finally broke the camel's back. Why that long? I have no idea. Those are her reasons. She did resume contact a few years ago BC my grandmother was dying. I guess there was a big talk and she begged for forgiveness. Grandmother is dead now. This happened in Louisiana. Edit 2, mods, if this isn't considered appropriate for this sub, please feel free to take it down. I thought I banana up by the secret coming out in the first place. But it is a happy ending. I leave it up to you glorious mods. TL, doctor, I found out I could have been the product of a banana, by my uncle. Anxiety and tears ensued. Found out I am my father's daughter. Surprised them. Happy ending. Pretty amazing story. Sorry for the nosiness, but does your family still have a relationship with the uncle? Sounds like a pretty complicated situation, and obviously a terrible one for all of you. Glad you figured out you were your papa's sperm. It's crazy to hear about a grown woman being raped by her own brother, especially the same day she had just had butternut with her husband. Like WTF. Man, all we found out doing those is that we have more Neanderthal DNA than 99% of the population. And GT, then. It shows. I am in awe of your parents. In their position, a lot of people would need to know. But they just decided that you were theirs and loved you regardless of your possible sperm donor and the awful circumstances surrounding your conception. This is one of the best stories I've read on here. And GT, direct but illegitimate descendant of King George III. This must be something they're trying to sell with their kids, because my highly open to suggestion father is now somehow convinced beyond a doubt that we are directly descended from a mistress of Henry VIII. It's more so that once you go back a few hundred years, everyone in Europe, and extension Americans from European descent, will be related to at least one monarch in some way, because family trees branch out and intermingle constantly. TIFU by buying my mom an Amazon device. I want to start by giving some background here. Basically live, eat, sleep and breath Amazon. I need something, straight to Amazon. I use Kindle and Audible daily. Want to stream music, Amazon Music. Want a new movie, Prime Video. Run out of something randomly, hey Alexa. Laundry soap, toothpaste, shampoo, dog food, fish food, subscribe and save biatch. Amazon has the answers to all of life's problems. So when looking for a place to store photos, I see Prime members have free unlimited photo storage with Amazon Photos. Naturally, my next move is to take full advantage of this being a Prime member. Automatically upload photos from my phone? Even better. Rewind to September 25th, my mom's birthday. I thought about her gift for a while, but when I remembered she didn't have a smart TV, the answer was easy. I hop on Amazon shopping and use my Amazon credit card to purchase one Fire TV stick. She was so happy she could watch Netflix on her TV now. Yay, success. Or so I thought. Yesterday I get an email from Amazon with the subject line "Welcome to the Fire TV family" and thought, oh good, she's finally setting it up, she's gonna love it. Not even in the smallest darkest corner of my mind did I imagine that it would sign into my Amazon account without even asking for a password. Surely she'd have to use her own account. Fast forward to today at a family barbecue, the TV was turned onto the Fire Stick homepage and people were playing with it, using different apps, etc. Eventually it's forgotten about and left to turn on its screensaver. Sitting in my mother's kitchen, I glance behind me towards the TV to see a giant lit up 65 inches photo of my banana. I spit out my drink and everyone looks at me. I happen to be sitting in a position where the TV is behind me, so every single person in my family got a glorious view of me, bright red, choking, scrambling to find the God button at remote with a horribly X-rated backdrop. I'm not a person to just take one picture like that and call it good. I took probably 40 pictures that night for my so to include zucchini, butt plugs, the like, in all different positions to get the perfect photos that were now being displayed on my parents' television for my entire family to view. I have tattoos that were visible in the pictures, so there's no denying this is me and no way to talk myself out of this one. Nobody helped me. The remote was nowhere to be found, so pulled the device from the TV and took it straight home with me, where I'm currently hiding under my blanket in shame and misery. I didn't give anyone a chance to say anything, I just ran away. The worst part, I asked Alexa how to recover from pain and humiliation, and sorry, I'm not sure about that. Zucchini Amazon. Update. I promised an update, but it's not really worthy of its own post. I talked to my mom, who assured me that it's not as bad as it seems, nobody really noticed, and it's just like when my cousin replied to the group text with his dirty laundry, no big deal. However, my brother says the opposite, and that my mom has threatened death and dismemberment for anyone who dares mention this to me for any reason. I'm not sure how to prove that this wasn't an Amazon ad. I just wrote it how I wrote it because I thought it was funny. I wish Amazon was paying me for this coconut. I'm just going to laugh about it and see how it blows over. Yes, I butternut up, I was a dumbass. That's why I posted it here. Yes, I should have known this could happen. Call me whatever names you want, but yes, sending unsolicited banana to each other is something me and my so do. It's fun. I don't intentionally save them, but my photos were set to automatically upload on Wi-Fi. It happened. Thanks to everyone for the awards and sharing your similar stories, they made me laugh. And thanks for checking out my cat. TLDR, my sexy pics ended up on my mom's TV at a family party. Live in the cloud, die in the cloud. I feel your pain. The cloud has got me in similar way. Apple TV screensaver was on and yup, there goes my banana floating across the screen. Ran out of my room to gather up every device in the house, but it was too late. You win. Yeah, that's a first tier F up. I wish I could say this will quickly be forgotten, but you're going to be living this down at literally every family get-together until you die. You'll be 90 with an oxygen tank and still living this down. Yup. Even if the older folks were to get Alzheimer's, this will be one of those things they'll never forget, and then talk about every time they see you. Amazon giveth, and Amazon taketh, and Amazon shareth.